Good morning. Again, it's Ronan Powell here. January the 8th, about 8 a.m., 8:15 a.m., Sydney, Australia. I'll get right into it, and hopefully I won't offend anybody. Certainly not my intention. I'm getting asked a lot, especially in the last year, very often at events where I talk, but it comes up a lot in sessions, just individual sessions as well with clients. Why do I think women wait until they're 100% confident or 100% sure that they can do something before they put themselves forward for it? So the questions are being asked by a lot of female leaders. Some are executive level, some are running businesses, some are wanting to move into business. And one of the things that seems to be kind of quietly holding some of them back is this notion that they need to be fully confident before they can put themselves forward for their next level, really. So I've been asked, what do I, what they've often asked me, a lot of women have said to me, what do you say to that? What would you advise on that? And so I always start with the masculine, feminine side of things. So obviously women are asking it, and they're asking it about women, so that's the feminine side of things, right? So you don't really hear men asking the question a lot, and if I can just start with masculine, feminine, here's my take on it. So obviously women, I'm going to generalize here, most women are going to be have a dominant energy of feminine. Most men are going to have a dominant energy of masculine, so masculine energy and feminine energy. So the masculine energy is it's a penetrative energy. It's a it's a go get 'em kind of energy. It's a real kind of strong external energy. And this is just energy. This isn't like what's right or wrong or anything like that. It's got nothing to do with that. The feminine energy as an energy is a more receptive energy. It's more the creative force. So it's kind of like if you're, let's say, an artist of some sort or a musician or whatever, or a business owner, there's masculine and feminine in the business, and it needs to be in good balance for the business to do well. It needs to be in good balance for the artist to do well. So how it manifests in a business or in an artist is the creative process is like a feminine process. So it's more of a listening to what's happening, listening to your intuition, all those kinds of things, and creating something from that, allowing the creativity process to flow through you. The masculine part of the business or the artist's work then would be the performing of it. So creating would be feminine, and then maybe standing on a stage belting out some songs would be a masculine energy. Creating within the business might be the feminine side, and then going out there and doing deals and all that kind of stuff might be the masculine side. So back to the question then. So why do women wait until they're 100% confident before putting themselves forward for something? So a big part of it is that reason, is that most women are obviously going to have a dominant feminine energy. The thing is, I also see it with some men who have a dominant feminine energy, not putting themselves forward for something until they're also 100% confident. So to anyone who's, let's say, experiencing a dominant feminine energy, and this goes out to obviously the vast majority are going to be women, here's what I say, and here's what I've said, is that the day that you are 100% capable of doing something, okay, the day that arrives is the day it's time to move on from whatever that is. So I know it's a big thing to say, so it probably warrants a little bit of explaining. Let's say you've done uni, or you've done some sort of high school or secondary school of some sort. Can you ever imagine going back to your primary school or your junior high, or regressing in that way? Probably not, right? Because you learn what you need to learn, and then you move on from it, and then you're going on to greater things and bigger things. The only way to grow is to move into something where there is space for you to grow into it. If you are 100% sure that you know what you have to do, and you're 100% sure that you are capable, and you have 100% of, and you actually have 100% of the capabilities, then it's going to be difficult to grow in that role. So what I've said is that to people, and especially to women who say, you know, what do you do if you're waiting to be 100% confident before you can, you know, take this job, go to this level, be a senior executive, quit this toxic environment that I work in and go and set up my own business? What I would say is the point is that you're not supposed to be fully capable yet. And the only way to get capable is to actually do it. So if you're waiting to be 100% capable, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. So the way to do it is to allow yourself to make mistakes, allow yourself to figure it out as you go. Now, sometimes we take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward, or 2 steps backwards to take 3 steps forward, or we go sideways to go forward, or whatever. That's okay, because it's part of a bigger strategy. So I'm not really talking about that. Okay, there's always a caveat, or there's always a counter to everything, which is totally fine. It's supposed to be. That's the paradox. That's the nature of paradox. So that's what I would say. Really, is that if you're waiting to be 100% qualified, then it's too late. Then there's no growth to be done. So the growth is in whatever it is, whatever that little gap is. Let's say you think you're 60% there, whatever that 40% is that you're waiting for, that's your growth. That's your growth piece. So just jump into it. Just jump into it. And the other thing I would say is, so people think business is masculine, right? It's all this, oh yeah, kind of real strong masculine kind of stuff. But the interesting thing is, most of my clients are women, so it's probably, over 60% of the people I work with are women. And they're hugely talented, and they're doing really well. And what I've noticed with some of them is they do obviously identify as women, but they don't bring that to their next level. Meaning they don't say, okay, well, I should get this because I'm a woman, or I should, because I'm a woman, I deserve this, or I can do this. They actually think of it in terms of, because I'm an executive, because I'm a great businesswoman, because I'm a great CFO, CMO, CEO, whatever it might be. They think of it in terms of that. And by thinking in terms of that, then when you enter into, let's say, an interview or a business meeting or something, you actually see yourself as an equal. This is very subtle, but it's immensely powerful if you can actually make this shift mentally. As long as you see yourself, if you go into a room and you're with executives, as long as you see yourself as an executive and you're thinking that way, then all those other thoughts, they're not in the room. Subconsciously, unconsciously, they are not in the room. They won't get picked up on, and it won't be an issue. No matter how feminine you are, or no matter how masculine you are, okay? This isn't a popular thing to say. It's definitely not popular in mass media, unfortunately. But it's actually what I've learned from my own clients who are executives, and it's what they've told me. Because how the hell would I know? Obviously, I'm male. I'm not female. So I'm not like preaching or anything here. I'm actually just passing. I'm trying to be a conduit here to just pass this on, because it's emerging as a truth with my clients, and I just think when I'm in giving talks and things like that, when I give this as an answer from a stage or from a panel, it really resonates strongly with women because they sense that it's true. So I would say, think of yourself first as whatever it is that you're doing. So, okay, you might happen to be female, or someone else might happen to be male, but what are you doing? Maybe you're a great marketer. Maybe you're a great healer. Maybe you're a great financier. Maybe you're a great businesswoman, okay? Think of it that way. Really, really think of it that way. And enter into it that way. Okay, I'm a businesswoman talking to another businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman talking to another businessman, and we're going to talk about business, whatever it is, enter into it that way. Don't wait till you're 100% there, because by the time you're 100% there, it's time to move on to something else, I mean, if you look at presidencies of countries or prime minister. Yeah, if you're the prime minister of Australia, or the president of America or wherever, and you're first time in the job, you're not qualified for it. I mean, you know, who is, right? What about a first time CEO? What about a first time anything? The first time you do something, you can't possibly have all the capability to do it. It doesn't exist, okay? And even if it did, the only way you can find out is by doing it. And so with regards to the confidence thing, we're all, and I mentioned this in another video, we're all very confident after we've done something many times and we know we can do it. That's where confidence comes from. Confidence comes from historical fact, or what we think of as fact, from historical perceptions. That's where confidence usually comes from. Or if you have confidence in one area and you map it across to another, you can have a degree of confidence moving into another area. But the only way to get really confident at something is to do it. And we have to do it before we have full capability. So to do it before you have full capability and therefore full confidence, it just requires a little bit of courage. And one of the ways to have the courage, I think, is to just think of yourself as the field that you're in and what you love, and put yourself into it. Jump in, knowing that anybody who's jumped into it before you, that not one of them were 100% capable when they made the jump. I hope that helps. I know it's a huge topic, and this is not a long broadcast. Happy if you want to put in comments, please do, or if you want to PM me on this, please do, because I know it's a sensitive topic, and I'm trying to do this with immense respect for women, and I'm trying to put something out there that's genuinely going to help, actually. So I hope this helps. Okay, that's it. I've got first day back with clients after Christmas, so clients in the office today, looking forward to that. It's going to be good to see everybody again. And I mentioned before as well, we're running our first self-leading master's course in February. So you can find spaces to chat about that if you like at callronan.com. Callronan.com if you want to have a chat, just to find out what it's about. Self-leading masters is what we're looking at. People leveling up, stepping up, discovering your way, making it profitable and sustainable, and basically to live a first-class life, right? To live the way you were born to. So callronan.com. Should be a couple of places in the diary to talk if you want to, and if not, I hope this served you well, and I look forward to the next time. Bye.